I guess, yeah, just to follow up there, in terms of protecting producers, the people who are growing those watermelons, growing those tomatoes, bringing in that olive oil. What's to say you bring on these changes onto these grocery companies, and then they just go back and they're squeezing farmers for more pennies on the dollar?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, a lot of the stuff we bought was imported anyways. This is stuff coming from other countries. The watermelon were from the States. The olive oil was also imported. So really, it's the retailers that are, in a lot of ways, just jacking up the prices. We see the evidence. We see that they're making record profits. The Competition Bureau has confirmed. This is Canada's independent organization that looks at how consumers are being treated. And they found conclusively that these large corporate grocery stores are increasing the profit margin. So we know we're getting ripped off. And the Liberals and Conservatives have let this happen. They've written the rules that have allowed them to do this. One example of something that we've changed, we had to force the Liberals to bring in a change to make price gouging against the law. The Competition Bureau pointed out we can't go after price gouging. We're not allowed to do that because it's not actually written in the law as something that is illegal. So we had to fight and force the Liberals to bring that in. Now it is an offense. They cannot break the law and price gouge. So that's something the Competition Bureau can now investigate. Before they couldn't, before we came in and forced them to change that. That's an example of the rules that we want to change to protect consumers.
Good answer.
Jordan from the Free Press here, yeah.
Hey.
You've talked about some of the ideas you have, some of the big aspirational goals or ideas, but how will the NDP with a coalition government implement these things?
Well, first off, we're not in a coalition. We're in a situation where we're forcing the government to act. And we've been doing that from the beginning since we started 2 years ago. We've been using our power to force this out-of-touch Liberal government to do things for people. One example is dental care. They were never going to do it. They voted against it. We forced them to bring it in. And now seniors, like here in Winnipeg, like in Elmer and Transcona, are able to go to the dentist and get their teeth looked after. That's something we forced them to do. So we're going to keep on fighting on this. This is something the Liberals have shown that they're not into. And frankly, the Conservatives have opposed. We brought forward a plan that would do exactly that. Let's put in a price cap if these companies don't lower the prices of essentials. And the Liberals and Conservatives voted against that. The only ones that benefited from that vote are the corporate grocery stores. We were proposing something that's been done in other countries. We were saying let's lower the price of essentials immediately, not in some distant future, but let's immediately force them to lower prices. And the Liberals and Conservatives voted against it. We're not going to back down, though. We're going to keep on putting the pressure on them. We're going to say that this is something that Canadians need. I'm going to spend this summer hearing from people around our plan to make sure that we help people out, and we're going to keep on doing it.
Yeah, if you struggled already, how do you intend to get them on board going forward then?
Well, it's like a lot of things that we've done. We fought hard and we didn't give up, and we were able to make the change happen. For dental care, for example, it took us years to put pressure on the Liberals. They weren't going to do it, and we forced them to do it. On the GST rebate, now known as a grocery rebate, something that we put forward. Liberals were opposed to it, Conservatives were opposed to it. We kept on fighting, we forced them to do it, and now people get the grocery rebate. So we're not going to give up, we're not going to relent. We're going to keep on fighting for people. But we want to make it very clear, if the Liberals aren't doing this and the Conservatives aren't doing this, there's an election that's going to come up. And we want people to know they got a choice. They got a choice between out-of-touch Liberals, who haven't tackled this problem of corporate greed, Conservatives, who have been very clear they want to put more fuel on the fire, they want to let these corporations rip you off even more, or New Democrats who are making it clear where we stand. We want to fight for you against these corporate giants that are ripping you off and protect you and your families. That's the choice that people have.